Well, hello there, and welcome to a brand new episode of Monday Night Therapy. I'm Minnie Hunt, and with me is the notorious Fred Sacco. Welcome, Fred. Uh-oh, are you muted? I think you're muted. It's okay. So thanks for joining us, even if it is a muted Fred.
There we go. Now we're not muted anymore.
That actually might be better, actually.
Okay, perfect.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm so good.
Yeah.
I just
we got a guest. That's cool.
We have a guest coming. Yeah. TJ Rhonin, he does Michigan's The Voice of College Football. He's a cool dude. I just finished up their show, and so we're just kind of like swapping, which is going to be fun because I really gave them hell on their show.
Oh, wow. Did. Imagine what that hell possibly was, but what was
well,
it?
You know. The huge. He was my Greg.
Oh, no. God, this poor guy. I guess I got to be the one that brings him back and makes him feel good about himself again.
Right? I'm pretty sure that he's like, man, I didn't think our team was that bad. Oh, speaking of which, let me just say hello to a couple people first. We have Mike Corrigan, who says, not only does Michigan steal signs, they steal cotton candy from kids. All right. Has anyone seen that commercial?
No.
Oh, what is it? It's so good. It's where the insurance guy is stealing cotton candy from a kid and is caught on the Jumbotron.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's like all these other
real life. And he is a Michigan fan. That's nice. Funny. I didn't catch that till just now. And then our buddy Megan's here. Hey, Megan.
Oh, it's Megan. Haven't seen her in a while.
And Roger Moore says you're going to be a little late. How did he know?
I don't know. Outside my window, Roger, I don't see anything. Motion lights haven't gone off, so.
Pitt, hey kids. I hope you guys came ready. This is going to be a fun night. High Mountain Guy. Hey, Pitt, opens fourth beer. Ooh.
I like this guy. High Mountain Guy, you're my new friend. I'm going with wine to start, but I will be moving to beer after a little bit. It's a tasty, tasty Junto wine from Junto Brewery just outside of Lincoln. Sir,
is that the place you just went to last week?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We have to make sure we give shout outs. Yeah. And Michigander 1212 joined us. Ooh. So my co-host on Sunday night came out with this new saying. I know you guys are going to love it. You ready? GBBR. What could that mean? She's friends with Michigan fans and she's friends with Nebraska fans. Anyone guess?
I don't know.
Go blue, big red.
Okay.
I knew you were going to love that. I knew it. Well, we got a super chat already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Thanks, TriStar, for the $5 super chat. He says, nice look for the Big Eight this year, except Colorado, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State. Oh, Kansas State. No, I never dreamt that they would look that bad.
Good. I like TriStar. TriStar is a Big Eight original from the sound of it. He loves the old Big Eight. So anybody that does that, I'm a fan of you too. But yeah, K-State, I thought they were supposed to be better, but apparently they're not.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and bring on our Michigan guest, TJ, and let's have some fun. All right?
Good.
Okay. Welcome, TJ.
Hey, thanks for having me. Looking forward to the matchup this week.
Yeah. So this is Fred Sacco.
Nice to meet you, Fred.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So, big game this week. And we're going to find out, what young quarterback is ready for this opportunity in the season to direct their team potentially to a Big Ten championship.
Well, you guys definitely have an easy schedule. easy enough schedule to make it there.
You keep saying this, Minnie.
It's true. I've looked at it. I'm just like, how could I have missed this before?
Who is all right? I have your schedule right here. Who is your killer gauntlet schedule teams you're going against?
I mean,
USC, we play them.
okay,
Penn
no,
State a little bit later.
Penn State. We
We
played
got
Penn
Ohio
State.
State.
Yeah, well, we almost beat them last year.
I mean,
we didn't even have our offensive coordinator that we have.
I mean,
now.
Minnie, I know you have big bad Michigan State, big bad Northwestern, big bad UCLA on the schedule, and I know Iowa's offense is dangerous, but come on.
I like this guy already, and I like the fact that Minnie's trolling him by trying to say that our schedule is tougher than theirs. So this is going to be a fun night. I'm very excited to see where this goes.
The narrative is we have a cupcake schedule.
You do. You definitely do. They play basically 2 other teams after us.
I would say 3.
Okay.
USC.
You think Washington?
I think Washington. What do you think, Fred? You think Washington's a legitimate opponent?
It's probably better than Purge Mask U and Michigan State. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to give the nod to TJ there. They said we already had the easiest schedule, like for pretty much anybody. So I can't refute that.
Thank you, Fred.
I will give him that much. So
you got a good co-host here. He knows ball.
I have a great co-host. He's just not starting off so good tonight. We got another $5 super chat real quick. He says, inject the border war, OU, Nebraska, Bedlam, Farmageddon, and the telephone trophy into my veins. Now, isn't this weekend supposed to be like the boys bowl? I heard something.
The Boston Boys Bowl.
Yep.
All right. Well, okay. So TJ, I want you to give us basically the rundown for Michigan, what you have seen as your biggest strengths this season.
Well, we're in an interesting place as a program where we're trying to find our identity. It's a totally different offense. Typically, we are a power run, dominant, physical offense, which we do have that component to an extent, but we do not have the offensive linemen that we have had previous years. So I'd say our biggest strength is, I can't even say defense, because we have a bit of an issue there with a lack of pass rush. We have only, I'm an honest Michigan fan. We have only the only consistent pass rusher on our defense is Jayshon Barham, who leads the team with 2 sacks, and he missed a whole game. The end of the Oklahoma game? Or I'm sorry, the end of the New Mexico game in the first half of the Oklahoma game. The only defensive lineman who has a sack is Dominic Nichols for Michigan. So these are concerning things for us. I mean, at least for me. And this is what I'm bringing up on my show. I think it's a red flag. Okay. They got to figure out a way to generate pressure. All their pressure is coming from their linebackers and corners, which that's not healthy. So I don't know. I mean, what is our biggest strength? I mean, it's our young quarterback with all the potential in the world. I mean, really, that's really what it is. I mean, the offense runs through him. And that's where we are. I mean, the defense is still trying to find itself. The offensive line's trying to gel. We are a good team. We're not a bad team by any means. And that's where we are. We are still figuring out what this team is. We don't know yet.
Well, you guys do have one huge strength that I neglected to mention when I was on your show.
Was this intentional, Minnie?
Yeah, because I want to try and make friends. I don't know if I did or not, but
I think they liked you. Yeah.
I'm kind of ticked off still that you guys got Ernest Hausman.
Oh yeah.
He was a Nebraska boy.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it. He's good. Good player for us.
Okay. So you're okay with this anger.
Oh yeah, bring it. Yeah, no. I mean, if I was you, I'd be frustrated as well. I mean, both our linebackers are transfers. Jayshon Barham's from Maryland. We got Hausman from you guys. He's been a good player. The linebacker unit is one of the strengths of our team. They're all over the field. They last year Hausman played amazing. This year it's been a little slow of a start, but again, I think they're finding themselves. I think the defense is trying to figure out what works for them. But yeah, I mean, I don't. He might be our leading tackler. I'd have to look at that.
I bet he is. He's all over the place. And I
Yeah.
loved that little glimpse into his life about his, coming from Africa.
Yeah.
23 siblings. And then he was adopted by a couple here in Nebraska. I just think it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
So
story.
he does lead our team in tackles. He has 20 on the year.
Yeah, we miss him.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate
Ernie.
it.
It's unfortunate we lost him. I was bummed, but honestly, I'd forgotten about him until it was mentioned right now.
Yeah,
So I guess
I'd
the
be bummed too.
angst is gone. For me, I mean, if we're talking about our strengths versus theirs, our offensive line isn't vintage. We haven't had vintage in forever, so we'll have to. It's difficult. You got good linebackers that are everywhere, so we'll have to get to the outside. I'm gonna spread them, but we got to get to the edge. But we can't block the edge sometimes with some of those screens and sweeps and jet sweep type motion
Really?
things. So it's like I don't know if we're good enough to go head up at you
Oh, that's interesting.
consistently. So, but then, like you said, it's going to come down to the quarterbacks. And Minnie's
will.
all excited. You heard the sploosh all the way from Arizona because it'll be Dylan versus your guy.
Yeah.
And we have to deal with the running quarterback and had a little trouble with the Cincinnati guy. And your guys' quarterback is probably a better offensive threat than him. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. But we have a great secondary too. So I like to think we could kind of lock down some of your guys unless they do some kind of legerdemain in the offense and they get some guys open. I feel better about our chances than I did after your guys' Oklahoma game. I will say that because I didn't think Oklahoma was going to win. They kind of moved the ball a little bit. They're not a power team. They're that Big 12, whatever they are. Like, so gave me a little bit of hope. Just enough to rip it away.
Well, I will say, we had a very poor game plan for that game. It's actually been publicly addressed by the coaching staff. They tried to take so if anyone's familiar with the way we play, or we used to play, right? We would run the ball, drain the clock, hold possession, and just dominate you. We've done it to Penn State. We've done it to Ohio State. That's why we won 13-10 last year. They tried to do that with Oklahoma, and they realized we do not have the offensive lineman for this. We just don't. We have the running back. We do have the running back for this. Justice Haynes is a very good running back. But the offensive lineman, it just is not to the standard it's been the last 4 years. So now they've even said publicly, there's a green light now. So the Oklahoma game, for example, they wouldn't run Bryce Underwood. They literally decided to not run Bryce Underwood. And then against Central Michigan, you saw they unleashed him. Now, again, Central Michigan's a weaker opponent, obviously, but it does appear the offense is going to be opened up even more. They have a green, Biff Poggi, who's the interim head coach, has said there's a green light now. They're not holding back the offense by any means. And I think what has occurred is Chip Lindsey's offensive coordinator, I think he now has full range, where I do think he was being slightly restricted. The first two games, Bryce would not run. He's more deadly now. The thing that's interesting that you mentioned is you said your defensive line may have some challenges with the screen game, or even was it screen games and sweeps or something along those lines. That's what Chip does. Chip is all about the screen game, all about the quick slants and all this stuff. So that's gonna be an interesting matchup for us to watch. I had a question though. What is the size? So I've watched Nebraska a little bit this year. What is the size of your defensive linemen? Because they don't are they touching 300?
Yeah, barely. Well,
Yeah.
our biggest guy is probably Riley Van Poppel and Elijah Judy. They're probably about neck and neck, just over 300, barely.
Yeah, they're right at it. We have some taller, leaner guys and not as bulky as our two anchors we had last year. So that's been my big thing. It's like anytime you lose two guys who went to the NFL, that hurts. It's hard to replace. We have a lot of depth, but we don't have two guys that can plug up the middle and take up blockers and let everybody else flow in. So that's where we got to be more creative with the stunts and where the linebackers run through and different things to try and break through the line instead of just going head up against your O-line. Because it might not be a vintage Michigan O-line, but I'm still sure they're pretty stout, so we got to be creative in the way we get through.
Right. And that's the thing too, is so we're still trying to find our best five. And so that's going to be an interesting matchup for me, is that defensive line versus our offensive line. And then the quarterback battle. I think those are really the keys to this matchup.
Well, you guys have a running back that is fantastic, but you have quite a few on your depth.
Yeah, so Justice Haynes is the running back to know. He has 3 100-yard games. He's very special. He was the backup at Alabama. We got him. He was the number 1 transfer portal running back. Very good. The next running back is Jordan Marshall. He's also very talented. He's a redshirt freshman. But I think it's possible we have a running back better. Maybe. Now, people might think that's if you're a Michigan fan watching, you might think that's a bit blasphemous because Jordan Marshall was like the number 5 running back coming out of high school. But Jasper Parker, we have this young kid who is a true freshman. He's already getting playing time. I don't know. I think that's going to be an interesting situation. That's going to develop more probably next year than this year. But we do have some talent in the running back room. But again, our offensive line has got to generate the holes for these guys to get through. So again, we're trying to identify our best 5 offensive linemen right now. We just had an injury at our left guard position, and he's going to be out a few weeks.
Ooh, we had that problem last year. You guys sound like, okay, I know Michigan's the real deal. I do. But the more and more I hear about it, it sounds like you guys are similar to where we were last year with the injury on, your offensive lineman, your freshman quarterback, he's fantastic. I have already said that. He is so good. He's going to be great for you guys. And it seems like your defense really is the strength of your team, which is what we were last year. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's fair to listen. There's similarities, and we're Michigan, but that's the brand. I mean, what were we last year? We were 8-5. We have a head coach who's still trying to get, and he's won big games. Like, look, he's beaten Penn State, he's beaten Ohio State, he's beaten Alabama. He's done well, but he's not. But he has these. Our program's still trying to, I would say, earn the credibility it had just 2 years ago. Even though I know, I saw the comment on the sign stealing, all that stuff. But that aside, we had a very strong football program, and no matter how you felt about that sign stuff, we ran the table, even when everything was on the open, right? So. It was a good team. We're trying to get back to that prominence. There's a lot of young talent coming into Ann Arbor. We're very excited about it.
And I always liked the style that you had under Harbaugh, because it was the same style he had for the longest time, where you do a lot of 2 tights and a lot of big backs and all the stuff, and just kind of mow people down. That's the football that I enjoy, and it pains me because I was a Bears fan. I grew up watching him. And he was somewhat football stupid too. I remember a game where he was running a 2-minute drill and he did a kneel down instead of spiking the ball. So that was pretty. I always have to laugh at that, but I did appreciate the style of ball he played from Stanford on up.
Yeah.
We're in the same boat with you. You're trying to find your starting 5 offensive linemen. We've been running through 3 different left tackles week after week, and we hope it's going to be one guy, but so far it hasn't been. So it's like, when right. So we're kind of much in the same boat.
I think there are similarities to our programs right now. It just you guys have a good coach. You have a coach who's had success at Temple, Baylor, and then we have a coach who's a first-time head coach. So that's the other thing too. So I guess let's hit on that. One of the concerns from the Michigan fan base, and this isn't everybody, there's definitely a contingency of this fan. I'm one of the contingency, by the way. In-game management has seemed to be a potential challenge for Sherrone Moore at times. He doesn't always make in-game management mistakes, but there are moments where it's like he's not aware of, he loses awareness, or there's somebody not communicating to him, situational awareness, timeout management, challenges, things like that. So, I wish Connor was back too, by the way. Connor's a good man, man. He just pushed it a little too far. But there's that, like, we are like you guys, we are watching a program grow, and we're trying to figure out where can it get? Can it get to the point of Big Ten championships? Can it get to the playoff contention? Can we be a national title? We know we're not a national title contender this year, but can it get there, right? And you guys are in the same boat, trying to reestablish your prior dominance you guys had in the 90s into the 2000s even. you know, a lot of people don't want to give Nebraska credit. You guys actually had some good records in the 2000s, especially under Bo Pelini. Like the Ndamukong Suh teams, like obviously I'm a Lions fan, so I'm aware of this, but you know, I think we have two programs trying to secure itself in the top of the Big Ten again. You know, there are the two programs right now are Ohio State and Oregon. Those are kind of the top two, I would say. USC's trying to be there, they're not. Penn State too. Penn State's up there, so we'll give them their credit.
Oregon.
But Oregon, Ohio State, and Penn State are the top teams. But yeah, I mean, I think that's what makes this an interesting matchup. You know, two young quarterbacks, two programs we think trending in the right direction. And this game's a big game to determine the reality of those thoughts.
Was more the, like, I know it seemed like that was like the player's choice and everything. Or was that like the overall consensus pick, or was it kind of like different years in Nebraska when we've gone on our searches and we've had a list of like 8 people and we got number 8 instead of number 1? Like, how was that? How did that shake out? Because I never really heard that from an actual Michigan fan.
Yeah, so he was Jim Harbaugh's selection, but it was kind of a unanimous selection. He's apparently, by all accounts, you know, first in, last to leave, overworks. So yeah, it was essentially a unanimous selection for Michigan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Biff Poggi was talking about him today, how relatable he is, how he's all about the relations. And
Yes.
I did get that from him at the Big Ten Media Days.
Yeah.
He's very personable. He knows his players in and out, like personally.
Yeah, no, Sharon is an elite recruiter. He's done a great job. Like everything off the field, it's A1. I mean, the way the way he's got the donors rally, the way he's got the collective going, the way he's got the way he recruits kids. You know, some head coaches are not as involved. He's very involved. Like Jim Harbaugh was not involved in recruiting. It was one of those like last conversation things with Jim Harbaugh, not Sharon Moore. He's in the very beginning. And then one thing Sharon does that I will, you know, he deserves full credit for is when he identifies a weakness, he figures it out and he finds a solution for it. But he's a first-time head coach learning on the job, and that's just the reality of the situation. So on the field, there has been moments last year where it's been questionable. Even this year, there was a catch this year that should have been challenged. It wasn't. It was a New Mexico game, I believe. It was. And it wasn't, you know, and like, where's your system in place where that's being challenged? That led to a touchdown. Like, come on, like you gotta, like, these are things you have got to be on top of as a coach.
Yeah, I've heard a couple people mention that actually. You're not the first person who's mentioned that. But I mean, it's the beginning of the season. Everything's fresh. So
well, and for you, you're losing him right now. Like he's not, you're kind of incongruent. He's there, he's not, you know, because of the suspension. So it's like, you know, all humility and niceties aside, I hope that causes some form of friction for you guys on Saturday. The plays will get in the right way, and old Biff has some struggles. But yeah, I mean, and again, like you said, it's learning on the job for a first-time head coach, and we've seen that other places. I mean, we saw it here at Nebraska. You know, really, even Solich has been here forever, but it was his first time leading this team, you know, and different people. And it's like, yeah, it's dicey, and it's learning on the job. You can do it at New Mexico State maybe, but when you're doing it at Notre Dame, Michigan, and Nebraska, it's a little bit more, a lot more eyeballs on you.
Exactly. And then to the point of Biff Poggi, who will be the head coach, the acting head coach this Saturday, former head coach at Charlotte, longtime head coach at St. Francis Academy at the high school level. Yeah, I mean, it appears we played Central Michigan, so, you know, it appears that we're in a good spot. Biff did a great job Saturday again, Central Michigan, so we're aware. But Chip Lindsey was able to be Chip Lindsey. Wink was Wink, and I think, I'll be honest, going into this, I'm confident going into it as like in terms of the coaching standpoint. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not the only Michigan fan who feels this way. I know this. There just appears that it just seems to be well oiled and well organized. And there's some concerns that Sharon might have been over influencing the offensive coordinator.
Oh,
That appears to be not the case with Biff. And I'm aware, and there's probably, I'm arguing with a Michigan fan who's watching this right now, who's like, well, Sharon had he was involved in the game plan for Central. Yes, he was, but at the same time, it's very clear Sharon Moore limited Bryce Underwood those first 2 weeks. Hopefully that lesson's been learned, which it appears to be learned. It's been communicated publicly, but I don't know. There seems to be a confidence that they're going to allow the team to really meet its potential.
yeah. I have a question for you, TJ. So Fred has been a fan for just about his whole life. And I think you said that you've been a Michigan fan for just about your whole life, right?
Yeah, since a child. Yeah, youth.
Okay. Most people say that college football is better when Nebraska's doing well. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, dude. Yes. I love Nebraska. I'm a big fan of Nebraska. I love college football. Like, I love the tradition, the prestige of it, the uniqueness of every program. Like, I love how the traditions of everything. Like, I love it. I'm one of the ones who loved when Nebraska joined the Big Ten. Like, I'm a big fan of Nebraska. And I want Nebraska to be a power again. I really do. So, and I think the fan base is starved, for that. I think you guys have a strong fan base. So yes, I would love to see Nebraska at least consistently in the top 25, if not a consistent playoff contender. I don't know your guys' NIL situation to the fullest. In my opinion, it's potentially the only thing holding you guys back. I don't know if you guys can get Warren Buffett on the line or anything, but because we have a mega donor. I don't know if you guys you said who?
Who? Yeah.
Do you know who Larry Ellison is?
I don't.
He just became the richest man in the world like a week ago. He owns Oracle.
Oracle guy. Okay, that's right.
So he just surpassed Elon Musk. That's our mega donor, and he's the one who actually got Bryce Underwood to come to Michigan. So like to have that type of donor, and we have other donors as well. He's the big one though. He's the big one. So to have that type of, so that's why we just landed the number one running back in the nation. So they have promised an X amount of money annually to the program for NIL. So that's been a big help for us. I do feel Nebraska needs to figure out a way to get NIL support so you guys can reach another level of competitiveness, because you guys have, unfortunately, a recruiting demographic that isn't strong in Nebraska or the Midwest area over there. It's not deep as it is in like a Georgia or a Florida or a Texas or a California. Like, that is something you guys are fighting against. I think if you guys could figure out your NIL and donor situation, you guys could at least get the talent. I think you have the coach, by the way. I'm a fan of Rule. I liked him at Baylor. I was actually a fan of what he was doing at Baylor. So yeah, that's what I think is potentially holding you guys back. That's my thoughts on that.
No domes, Rostovsky. No domes.
No dome.
I mean, we don't have that mega donor. We have the 1890 and the collective and all that, but it's somewhat nebulous as to where it comes from. And yeah, Buffett will never pour the money in. That I know people way older than me, and they're like, yeah, no, that ain't happening. So we're going to have to kind of do it a bit of the nil way and a little bit of hopefully Rules used car salesman, the son of a preacher man thing, gets people in his NFL experience. And hey, I coach with the Panthers and I worked with this guy. Now it's like, that's going to be our calling card. And I'm hopefully can build people, but it's hard to build players anymore when people just poach them through the portal. So that's our kryptonite when you're a guy that initially he's a program builder. He's a developer of talent. Well, you develop the guy and he's gone next year. So it's like, no spring game now, no spring game for us because we put guys on film and then people call them and they're gone, April 15th. It's like, it's difficult right now.
I know. Actually, we were just talking on our show after you left, Minnie. There's a kid who plays for Northern Arizona, which is like not a D1 school.
Right.
He just decommitted today, but over the last 8 days, he's been getting offers from like West Virginia, Miami, these like D1 programs. It's like,
Huh.
wait a minute, he's playing right now and he's getting offers while enrolled at a school.
Wait, he's playing at NAU or he's a high school student?
No, he's playing for Northern Arizona, which is an
NAU.
FCS school.
Yeah, it's in Flagstaff. It's a small school. There's a
Yeah.
couple of players that we've gotten from NAU. You know, Chancellor Brewington was one of them. He came from NAU. Yeah, it's a super small school. He doesn't belong there, obviously.
Yeah, but still, like, but to allow schools to offer kids while they're at a school,
Well,
that's
you probably
crazy.
saw it, TJ, that Dirk Cutter from Boise. He posted when he resigned or quit or whatever, and he said between their bye week and the playoff, and all of his players were getting called by other coaches and teams. They were trying to poach him before they had the playoff game. You know, so it's like that interferes with them and distracts them, and it's a different day now, and it's old timers like me don't like it. I'll just say that.
Yeah, it's getting to a point where I'll be honest, it's going to get to a point, and I'd say in the next probably 5 years, where it's really going to be the top 40 brands and everybody else. I do think there's going to be a super conference. I think the SEC and the Big Ten will merge, and I do think some schools will be left out. I think Nebraska will make the cut, by the way. I think they will. I think schools like Rutgers and Northwestern won't. And I think you're going to see that Super League grab the Clemsons and the Miamis, and then I think that's what's going to be top. I think it's going to be top 40 brands, and it'll be a league. And I think there'll be. And my thought is on this. I think there'll be a commissioner, and I think there'll be a collective bargaining agreement. And and once that happens, and then the TV networks are going to eat this up. That's what they want. So we'll see, though. To be determined.
They need a CBA.
Sounds like it'll be less games, though.
Well, I think actually they're going to push to like a 16. I think what they're going to do is unfortunately, and I hate this, they are going to expand the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you're going to see, like, sure, it's going to be 12 season games. Then you have conference, that's 13. And then you're going to have an expanded playoff. It's going to be like 16, 17, or 18 games.
Don't you think they're going to do away with conference games, conference champions, though?
Have to. Yeah.
Right now, I don't.
Not now, but in that.
Yeah, right now I don't. But if there's something they will cut to expand the playoffs, it would be that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's unnecessary. I mean, even now, it's like it's just a hindrance. I mean, they're great. They're great, but it's like if you're trying to get through, and then you got to get to the, it's like in your future scape that you've talked about, they got to go. There's no way you could have them.
Because having the bye is actually more beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, okay. So this Saturday, you're not going to the game? Do you know anybody who is?
I don't. Not this one.
Does Michigan normally travel well, though?
Yes, we had a lot of fans at a lot of fans went to Oklahoma game. There will be Michigan fans in Nebraska. They definitely travel well. But I'm not aware of anyone personally going to that game.
Okay. I'm just curious what
You're going, all right?
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'll be there. Our stadium holds about 96,000.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what percentage will be Michigan fans.
I'd say maybe 15.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I don't imagine we're not going to take it over. I don't think so.
We don't let that happen here. No, it won't. It won't be like when we played Notre Dame that one year, and probably over half of it was red. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
So okay, I know you gave your score prediction before. Do you want to refresh people's memory? Basically, what you're saying, if I hear you right, is that you think it's going to be, we're going to have to look out for a few things.
Tread lightly, TJ.
Yeah. All right. So I gave my 3 keys. I gave my 3 keys of the game, which is essentially we got to protect Bryce Underwood at all costs. Like, he's got to be protected. And so far, we've done a good job. We've only given up 3 sacks all year. The other thing is we got to get pressure on Raiola. We got to make him comfortable. He's having a good season so far. Now, the competition he's played against, obviously not the best, but that doesn't mean take him lightly. Obviously not. He's a developing, growing quarterback. So we've got to get pressure. And I already mentioned earlier, we've only gotten 1 sack from our defensive line, which is concerning considering pressure has been generated from our linebackers. So we've got to get pressure on Rayola. The third thing is our special teams has got to be good. Our NFL caliber kicker has missed 2 field goals this year. And you might say, how's that an NFL caliber kicker? Well, look at his stats last year. I mean, if the field goal is 55 yards, I'd put $100 on it. No problem. Like the kid's clutch good this year. I don't know what's going on. He's already missed 2 field goals. I have no idea. He is believed to be an NFL level kicker, but obviously not a good start. My prediction is 24 Michigan, 17 Nebraska. I think it will be a tough physical game. I think it will come down to the quarterbacks. And I think Michigan's defensive line against your offensive line is going to be probably the biggest keys of the game.
That is such a good take.
Thank you.
It really is.
That's what I'm here for.
24-17. I think that's a really low scoring game because if I remember correctly, Vegas had it at like 45, right?
I don't know. I know we're like what, a 3-point favorite?
2.5.
2.5.
Easy there.
Oh, did it lower? It must have. It was 3, right?
It was 3.5. It's 2.5 last time I checked.
Yeah, I thought I saw something. Maybe it was totally wrong, but like one of those ESPN win metrics supposedly flipped in our favor. And
yeah, it's 50.3 Nebraska, Michigan's 49.7.
Yeah, and it was like somebody's like, when did that happen and why? And I couldn't tell you why. I mean, if we're talking our predictions, I'll get mine out of the way too. It's like you said, it's always comes down to the lines. I like our secondary because I think they can clamp down on just about anybody. So I feel good there. Your quarterback run game concerns me, but I also believe that our flexibility with the defense that I hated initially, the 3-3-5, I did not want it because I thought it did not fit the Big Ten.
Right.
But I like the flexibility that allows us to maybe get somebody in space. I don't know if we're going to do the spy thing or anything like that. But if we break down and actually make the tackle and don't overrun him, I feel better about that. I think special teams will be a key. Our kick return coverage has not been the greatest, but we can at least field punts, which is a huge, huge upgrade from last year. We can complete the long snap to the holder, which is a huge thing. We got a great punter. We got a really good kicker. So I think special teams will be a factor. Like you said, maybe your kicker, not so hot right now, whatever's going on. We had the same thing. Alvano was injured or something was going on in his head last year. He went from hero to zero and then Hull was starting. And then quarterback play, I like the fact that Dylan is more polished. He doesn't always act like Mahomes as much as he did last year. So that's a good thing. Sorry, Minnie, didn't mean to stomp on your toes, but after a while, the shtick gets a little old.
That's brought on by media. Let's be honest.
It's brought on by media, but sometimes when he does a thing to look like him just to do it, but this year he's not doing it. 3 games in, he's not doing it. He's playing more. He's slightly lighter, so maybe he can get away from somebody. He knows when to slide now. I'm close to your score. You had a 24-17 Michigan. I'm thinking 24-21 Nebraska, and we get the field goal at some point. I've heard a lot of things could be back and forth. I think Carricker was talking, what if it's a comeback or this or that? I think it's going to be back and forth. And I think the one thing that's different for us, and I don't know how you guys are, but the one thing that's different for us is the fact that, knock on whatever wood I have here, is that we seem to have finally, for the most part, coached out this innate ability we've had for over a decade and a half to just screw up at the most inopportune time in the most horrific way. We've only had 3 games this year, 1 against a good opponent. So we're not facing a murderer's row, but we did the things we needed to do. A couple of years ago against Akron, we would have played grab ass for 2.5 quarters, and it would have been like 24-7 going into the 4th, and they would have hope. We took the hope away early, And that's kind of the difference. And Rule's a madman. He's lost weight. He looks good now. He's psyched. We're going to have Crawford there, I guess. if it was up in Michigan, I'd be concerned, and I'd probably chalk it up as a loss just because we haven't had a true road game. But if it was a night game, I think we would probably kick your guys' ass because people would be drunk all day. It would be wild as it gets down there. But 2:30 sedate. I think 24-21 is a very conservative but safe pick for me.
Very well. Minnie, are you?
I'll go ahead and reiterate. Yeah, I'll go ahead and reiterate what I said. Since I already made a prediction. Obviously, Nebraska.
Come on.
I know you were so holding your breath that I would choose Michigan to win. No. Nebraska 31-27. And I think it's exactly what Fred said, how special teams is going to make a big difference for us this game. I think utilizing them is going to be the key. I think also not giving Bryce Underwood as much time in the pocket and making him scramble, it's going to work out well for us.
Yeah. Well, we will see. Looking forward to it. Good luck after this game. I'll give you guys that. And, we'll see how the season unravels. But I'll tell you this, Minnie and Fred, looking forward to that game. I think it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be exciting. And may the best team win.
There you go. One of us will.
TJ, sounds good. You sound like a cool dude. I enjoyed speaking with you tonight. You're as good as I hoped. I know Minnie's a pretty good judge of character, and I didn't think we'd get a shit disturber in here. So, yeah. And you made me be nice, so I'm good with that. We all get along.
Are you typically not nice, Fred? Are you
I'm just kind of all over the place. You never know what you're going to get. I personally shut down a Michigan message board in 1997 after or 1998, I guess, after that season. I battled with those people on, I think it was maizeandblue.com or something.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And I finally got like 6 of the biggest haters to just admit that we would have beat them because and I said, we got nothing else to do here. So, come on, man. And they bought it. So,
yeah, it sucks those teams couldn't play, man.
Oof, that would have been.
Like, I wish the BCS was then.
I would have loved to seen that. Every now and again, it's one of my nostalgia. Have a few beers with me, fire up the old Xbox, and I got the one that has the vintage teams on them. So I'll play 97, Nebraska and Michigan, and
that's always fun. That's cool. Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Hey, I saw on your he's from the Voice of College Football Michigan channel. You guys have commercials on your YouTube show. You're doing it right over there. Good going.
Yeah, our podcast is doing real well. I mean, so I've been doing it a year ago, January, and it's just done incredibly well. So yeah, we actually have another sponsor too, but we got to wait on it. But it's going well. Channel's doing good. We just hit, actually, Minnie, I don't know if you were there. We hit 12,000 subscribers tonight.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was our show, so thanks to you. So we're excited. It's going very well.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hopefully that's all I'm congratulating you on this week.
I'll tell you this, Minnie, if we win, I might be a little unbearable in the text messages. I'll just let you know.
I know. Well, that's fine. I'm used to it.
All right.
We've been kicked in the teeth many a time. We always get up.
Fair enough. All right.
Thanks, TJ.
Thank you, guys.
Take care. TJ. Yeah. Such a cool dude, I tell you.
He's nice. Are they sponsored by Blue Chew or just real sponsors?
No, they have real sponsors. They have real commercials with actual actors.
Dang.
Not like me.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say we have people in beards and wigs on their commercials. That's amazing. We do all kinds of those.
I know. I should.
Oh, that's super cool.
Try my hand at a commercial.
I've been watching a little more of the Voice of College Football stuff because of Mark and everything. And it's a lot of good content over there.
Yeah. Plus, they're just great people. Like, I know Doreen's in the chat. She's fantastic. But, she's a Buckeye fan. And she found them, and they just welcomed her with open arms. It's so great. Of course, who wouldn't? Doreen's awesome. But, yeah. So, yeah, they're a good, fun team over there. And everybody was very kind when I was on the show. So, And thank you, every Michigan fan, for being here in the chat. I see a bunch. Les Austin says, oh, what's this? Nebraska fans are a class act. See, look at how nice that is. Thank you.
That's nice. Some nice people over there after all. I'm pleasantly surprised.
We're getting all kinds of love. I love it. Yeah. Thanks, Doreen, for being here. You're so awesome. Okay. Well, after that, I guess we're doing the show a little backwards. Should we just tie up the loose ends? Because we barely even got to talk about the win against Houston Christian, 59-7.
Yeah. I mean, talked about it a little bit at Saturday after the game. Not a lot to talk about. Really, we did what we should. There was a couple times, and I think they mentioned it last night on the reaction show, Overreaction, and that we would still like to be able to blast a team like Houston Christian off the line short yardage. And it's like, come on, man, you got to get that done at some point. And that's what gives me a little trepidation going into Michigan, because a lot bigger boys than Houston Christian had. But
yes,
I mean, overall, we played a clean game for the most part. We still didn't punt. Again, that's the first time. I think there was a 3-game stretch in 95 we didn't punt, maybe, or something. My memory tells me we never punted back in 1995, just because that's how it felt. But I mean, again, that's good. Everything's on the up and up with that, because years past, even against a team like that, we would have probably dicked around, not really, just put them away. We knew it was over. And that's the biggest thing. You got to experience 2 weeks in a row now, Minnie. You got to experience what vintage Nebraska used to be, at least the style of win. So soak it in, because it's going to get tough from here on out.
Oh, I am soaking it in. I am soaking in every last bit of this. So much so that I took it over to the Michigan Voice of College Football, and I just squeezed it all out like a sponge and said, here you go. Here's my confidence that I've gotten over the last few games. Deal with it. And boy, they're like, now we want it even more. How dare her come in here and talk about us like that? I'm pretty confident, I have to say.
No, that's good. Well, you got to represent us well. You can't go in and just say, no, we're going to stink up the joint and lose. Well, Kurt Warren says that Nebraska's retirement is why the national championship was split. No, Kurt. It was split because we destroyed an SEC team that was good, that had Peyton Manning, and Michigan barely beat Washington State that had Ryan Leaf. And actually that game never was really ended because they had a second left and they didn't let Washington State. There you go. And that book that Minnie held up, I specifically sent, I have a friend who's a Michigan fan, by the way, and I specifically sent screenshots of what he thought would have happened in 97. Yeah. So that's the ball game.
It's a good book.
Yeah. And there were, at the time, I used to my mom would print off internet articles and give them to me of what people thought. And she printed off like 6 or 7 different computer polls and SI and everything, and Vegas, and everybody had us winning. I think even Vegas had it like a 31-17 or something. And that's very modest compared to what it could have been. So wish TJ was here. We could have debated it, see what he would have thought, but we would have eviscerated that team, especially with our team knowing our coach was retiring.
Yeah.
Nebraska is going to run through, a brick wall and destroy anything in its path that year. And I'll die on that hill forever and a day. So, yeah.
I don't know if TJ was alive then.
He probably wasn't. And that's fine.
I think he's kind of young.
That's what I like about our chat, because so many people in there are so much older than me still, so I don't feel
I know. You feel like a youngin'.
Yeah, I do. I'm a kid again, so it's nice.
Yeah. Well, I get to feel like a youngin' next to you. So
yeah. Yeah. What, 3 months difference? Well, I don't know. I can't do math this late in the day. It's been a long one.
All right. Michigander says Michigan had 57 first place votes. Nebraska got 18. Should have never split the championship.
Yeah, well, guess we did. And we got the better trophy too, which I enjoyed. And we had like a big celebration with ours. And I think they had Lloyd Carr with the bowling trophy at a basketball game, if I remember right. But that's neither here nor there. It's good talk, and it's a good thing that keeps people energized talking about the game.
Heck yeah.
And that's, it's one of those debates never be solved, even though one side knows what'll happen and the other one. You never convince the other. Although again,
Yeah.
I did shut down a Michigan fan board.
I
with my
love
Oscar.
that.
So if I could find I think I saved it somewhere. If I could find it, I'll share it. We can put it on here. You can show it on Corn Nation.
That'll be on your epitaph.
Yeah, there you go. Fred shut down a Michigan fan board in 1997. He had nothing better in life to do.
His mom was so proud.
Yeah, she was. Look at what he did. Curse words and all.
Your mom sounds so cool. Like she probably, I don't know what kind of mom she was, but she seems like the kind that would just like sit at home and knit like caps for the football players, keep their heads warm.
A little bit of that. We'd listen to the games on the radio in the olden days. She would talk about she would watch the game of the century with my grandma, and she'd always talk about that game. And, so she was dyed in the wool Nebraska fan, just like the rest of us. So, yeah.
That is so cool. Okay. So 59-7, we know what the team is capable of. We've seen little snippets of it. I really have believed that this entire time they're keeping a lot under wraps. They're just going through the motions, just getting comfortable with all the, plays and just throwing to as many people as they can and just keeping it loose and just easy. And I feel like that's going to help us this Saturday.
It will. And I like the fact that Dylan doesn't fixate on one guy. Like we've had guys in the past, quarterbacks that would only, shit hits the fan, he's going to the tight end or he's going to whoever. With Dylan, it's like, it's a smorgasbord of receivers and there's different people. And Dane Key kind of pops open, and all this and that. And
just listen up, okay? Hi mountain guy.
I liked too that Latif got legit playing time, and I made jokes about his mobility versus Dylan's lack of mobility, which is quite evident. But I feel good that we have a guy that's a solid backup that looks as polished as he does and moves as quick and makes quick decisions and can throw a pretty good ball. So it's like, that's good because we haven't had that either. We barely had one quarterback in the last 3 years, let alone two, so
yeah,
that's another positive incremental improvement, as Haas would say.
Okay, everybody. Maybe I know what they're capable of. I've seen it in my dreams. Okay. Just knock it off. This Saturday is going to be epic. I can't wait. I'm going. I'll be there. Hopefully you all can meet up. Hold on. There's a couple of super chats too, but I want to show you guys. I even made this. Check it out. Meet up this Friday at Kin Caters. Be there or be square.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gosh, I think we left right before you shot that too, because I would have liked to have been a part of that, but
I know
we were tired as hell, and I think I'd sufficiently scared John and upset him enough to where he was done looking at me. I took a picture with John. I got a picture with John. I got a picture with Greg and Josh Hansen though, so that was cool. I saw Andy, but he was busy talking, and I saw Rostovsky, and they were both busy. I didn't want to interrupt, but yeah, that was great. That was a epic meetup. Met the Matneys. Met James Boardman.
Yeah.
Super cool.
And Todd, right?
And Todd was the first one. Yeah, because I wanted to introduce myself to him because he was friends with my cousin back in the day. So then that kind of was my gateway to get closer to John and then agitating. So yeah.
Well, TriStar has been on the ball, giving us all kinds of money.
Ooh, yeah, read TriStar stuff. I missed him.
Yeah.
Too.
Okay. Well, there's one more that I missed. He says, rather watch out OU Nebraska than, he'd rather watch OU Nebraska than Nebraska Michigan. That's
Amen,
because
brother.
he likes the old, rivals there.
Those were the good old days. I will give you that, TriStar. I mean, although I like playing Michigan just because, again, it's the blue blood thing and it's the matchup that we have craved, at least for me, since 1997. Didn't get to play them that year. Granted, they pretty much kicked our ass most times since we joined the Big Ten, but I'm ready for it to start turning around. And if we're going to do it, this is as good a time as any.
Yeah, this is true. And he gave us another $2. He says Michigan will be 0-2 versus the Big 8 after Saturday. Yeah, buddy. That I can get behind.
I can too. I'm right there with that.
I love how he just worded that. That is so cool. Bringing in a little vintage sprinkled in here for you guys. And we have Asian Posh, who has been a member for a whole month. I don't have a fancy member welcome thing here. But if you're here on Thursday.
Remember and welcome. But yeah, bring her on Thursday. Is that when we're doing our high school pictures too?
So we're going to do high school pictures on the 29th. That is the eve of my birthday.
Oh, okay.
So I get to celebrate with you guys. And we get to just make fun of how goofy I looked at 18.
Oh, I think we all looked goofy back then. Except I wasn't fat and bald, but we all had our.
I looked like I was 10.
Okay.
All right. Did you catch any of the fight on Saturday?
No, we went to a party and they had it on. We got to the match before the main event, and it was super late. We both had to work Sunday, so we ducked out. I saw some clips though, and
late, yeah, it was actually a great fight. And I love one of my most favorite parts is watching Bud Crawford, enter into Allegiant Stadium with his crew, all sporting Nebraska caps. Some of them even wearing Nebraska t-shirts. And I'm thinking, if any recruit sees that, which they are, this was the most watched fight like ever. And it's like they all see the N.
Salesmanship by Rule has been fantastic. And I can't believe somehow I missed it, because before he left for the fight, they had a going away parade for him just down the street, 10 minutes away from our house. On Friday. It was the day after the Cincinnati game. I didn't realize it until it was but Rule was here. So he literally came back from that game down in Kansas City, and he was at this going away where they had a band and they marched through the exarban area and a whole thing, and Rule was here. So that close, I could have gotten a picture with them. I don't know if he'd take one with me in my fuck everything shirt, but who knows?
I bet he would.
He's
a cool dude.
He's an edgy guy. Edgy as PG-13 can be, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had his daughters, sweet daughters, walking him out of the fight. This is the sweetest thing I've ever seen.
That was cool.
Yeah, yeah. And TSD says Bud Crawford is walking us out, by the way, on Saturday. I did not know that.
Oh, that's great. Because he did it for Colorado too, didn't he? Or he gave a pregame speech last year.
Yes, that's right. Good memory, Fred.
That was past Matt's bedtime. I don't look younger today, Matt. It's just the lighting. I turned it slightly askew. So yeah.
Yeah, I
like 49 and a half instead of 50.
Yeah. And I like this version of GBBR.
There you go.
The tab says, "Go Big Bud." And I just added the red.
That could also be Randy Gregory too, though, talking about weed. So there's that.
Okay.
Pitt knows.
What'd he say?
He put his THC vape cartridges in his air fryer for some reason. Pitt's got a lot of problems.
Okay.
I like him.
Interesting. THC, doesn't that make you hallucinate?
I don't know. This is my only vice. This and Husker football. So yeah.
It's a good vice.
That's all I got. Booze and Huskers.
Speaking of which, I forgot. I had a shout out. You had a shout out. Do you remember who your shout out was?
Yeah, sorry. I botched it. It's Junto Vineyard outside of Seward, Nebraska, about an hour south of Omaha. Great vineyard, great guy. Almost organic style wine, really. No sugars, no extra stuff. Very, very good, good wine, award-winning stuff. This is kind of like a rosé, but it's not like a rosé like you would think. Like a rosé is either sweet or very dry. It's more in the middle with a little bit of a tartness to it. So yeah.
Ooh, I like
You
that.
could drink it, Minnie. It's better than your Walgreens wine by a lot.
I'm sure.
It's still fairly affordable too. So
Yeah.
if you get to
Vince
Seward.
wants to know, is it on clearance? Because that's the only wine I buy.
No, Vince, it is not. Sorry.
Darn it.
Harry Pierce knows, yeah.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he said great music venue too on the side of a hill. Exactly. Yes. You're right out there in nature. It's awesome.
Oh, nice. Dang. One of these days when I come, I'm going to have to stay for like 5 days so I can really take in some sights.
You could probably get it in 2 days. Stay 2 days and that's it. I mean, Lincoln's not huge, but there are a lot of things ancillary around there that you could hit up. But I would definitely recommend Junto. It's from Ben Franklin. He had a group that was the Junto. You saw the glasses on the bottle. It's like a group of enlightened thinkers, and that's what the place is named after.
Oh,
so
neat.
I find that it somehow fits me a little bit, I would like to think.
Oh, geez. Here, you listen to this guy. Okay.
I got the glasses.
On Friday night, I was in chat for the Voice of College Football late night show, and I met a nice guy named David Sobel, and he told me about one of his very good friends who lives in Omaha, who's a Nebraska fan, and she's a stage 4 cancer survivor. And I said, well, give me her name. We got to give her a shout out. What a warrior. Reminds me of Bud Crawford. Her name is Peggy Goodwin Evans. So shout out to Peggy and congratulations on surviving cancer. So,
oh, God bless. That's awesome. Yeah, to beat it at that stage we've dealt with some of it in our family, and to get to that point and beat it is phenomenal. So yeah, that's great. Yeah, super cool. Good for her.
Yeah, right on. Well, I guess that's it then for this show. We did it. Thank you, Fred. You've been fantastic as usual, and everybody in chat. I hope I didn't forget any super chats or any other chats. If I did, please forgive me, because I certainly never mean to.
I think you got them all. I can't start things. We deal with that later, but I think we've seen them all. Yeah. No, it was great. Yeah, it was super cool talking to TJ, a grounded, realistic fan. Yeah. And Christopher, yes. Christopher says yes. Actually, indeed, that's awesome.
Yep. I love hearing hero stories like that. To me, it's so brave to fight that fight. And then great story to hear she made it out on the other side. So
awesome.
And on that note, I said, I think we should just call it a night and say, good night, everybody.
Night, everybody. Go Big Red.
Go big, not go blue, big red. Just go Big Red.